Did you know that a pig can orgasm for over half an hour? We at 89.9 FM do. We're the detached garage.
The Second Amendment reads, "A well-regulated militia being necessary for the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed." When the Constitution was written, much of the country was frontier and militias were often private and local, formed and made up of small groups of individuals. There were many forts created by such, which were manned by private individuals as the needs arose. These private individuals brought their own guns, and some even provided their own cannons. They did not work for the British government, they had no uniforms, they provided their own equipment. They regulated themselves as adult men. It was considered their right to defend themselves, their families, their neighbors, their homes, and their possessions. It was considered to be their right to do this as private individuals when government would not or could not. The Constitution certainly does not say anything about machine guns or pistol braces, assault weapons, or sawed-off shotguns, permits, or silencers in any case. So, what are the Supreme Court going on and on about every year for many decades? Some say that the Constitution implies one thing, and others claim that it implies another thing. They have never been able to agree because the Constitution was far too vague. The fact is that the Constitution should be amended, but that would entail opening themselves up to even more speculation that they have been locking people up illegally for 2 centuries, and this would lead to lawsuits and smirking. The fact is that there should be some weapons laws, such as against nukes, germ warfare, and anything else that cannot be used with the accuracy of self-defense. Instead, they continue to rely on the illiteracy and apathy of the American people, with no real guiding principles. If people would admit that anyone whom wants to take away your ability to defend yourself wants you hurt, it would be a start. A good example is carry licenses. The whole idea behind carry licenses is stupid, in that only law-abiding citizens follow law. Rapists, murderers, and thieves don't say, "I guess I'll have to go out murdering, raping, and thieving without my gun today because that would be illegal." No, it is law-abiding citizens whom are law-abiding, so would not engage in assaulting others, whom would only use weapons for self-defense, whom leave their weapons at home. Perhaps weapons laws are exemplified when it comes to the examples of pepper spray and stun guns. Stun guns are illegal in Hawaii, Rhode Island, and the U.S. Virgin Islands. In Washington, D.C., you must have a permit to carry pepper spray. Across most of Europe, you can have neither. London is practically a war zone. Much of Europe is a mess. The citizenry cannot get them to defend themselves. In Europe, criminals not being able to buy stun guns and pepper spray use knives and bludgeons or throw battery acid on the citizenry. Pepper spray can be washed off. Stun gun shocks fall away quickly. Knives, bludgeons, and battery acid scar, maim, and kill. This is obvious. Most weapons laws are designed to hurt the innocent. Bloomberg was running for president in 2020. He was a main contender, but did not end up getting the Democrat nomination. He makes a great example of liberal when it comes to many evils, including gun laws. In 2019, a gunman entered a church, killing 2 people, before a parishioner killed him. Bloomberg said that this was a good example of why the ordinary citizenry should not have guns. He said that they should have waited for the police. He said that ordinary people should not have the right to take the law into their own hands. But Bloomberg seemed to have not noticed that the Constitution does not give the police the right to take the law into their own hands. The Constitution describes judge and jury in open court. It is in emergency situations when there is not time for due process that police can murder men. The whole idea that citizens must wait 10 minutes to an hour while they and their families are being murdered for the police to arrive, for Bloomberg's principles, is ridiculous. Bloomberg, whom has never been without private armed security himself, is without principles. Lots of things kill more United States children than guns, including backyard pools. Areas where the citizenry have more guns have less crime. Statistics say that the citizenry are more mature in the use of guns than the police. Liberal and rhino leaders, as well as their owners, know all of this, so obviously want to hurt the citizenry.
This has been the Black Mass. Clips from the Midnight Ministries, read by an electric monk and presented by the Detached Garage. 89.9 FM, of East Texas. And if you like this political satire, this doomed world being mocked, as we travel down into oblivion, please tell others and donate to our lost cause. We sell copies of our programs, t-shirts, and shallow platitudes. Get yours before they're gone.
Do you know what puts me in the mood for booty sex more than anything else? Wearing a Detached Garage t-shirt. If my husband hadn't bought one for me, Mom, and my sisters, there's no telling where we'd all be. God bless you, Reverend Billy.
I suffered and suffered. Then I heard Reverend Billy coming across my speaker. I was instantly healed. My erectile dysfunction went away, and my pecker just keeps getting bigger and bigger. It's nearly as big as a black guy's. I can't even begin to describe it all. It's so vast and soothing. Buy merchandise from the Detached Garage. Be a better man.